which does not really rhyme. You're taking Ugandans with a mindset of democracy. I want to be free, and what you ratified gives them freedom. These are people who are grown up to be free. And then you render them into a community, yes, if you knew it would be hard for you to monitor, supervise, or protect as a role of government, the other side in the destination country, together with Saudi Arabia and other countries, you wouldn't go into these bilaterals. The purpose of these bilaterals is to harmonize on these hard holes, You see how you can mediate, negotiate, and see how you can ease some of these local policies that your own are going to be destined to. But this is not done. What is only done is the whole energy is casted onto the businessmen. The businessmen, the labor recruiters. When a girl is raped in Saudi Arabia, government of Uganda the Ministry of Gender begins pretending to confiscate, suspend this licensed company in Uganda, which has no jurisdiction in Saudi Arabia. Is it this job broker who raped the girl, who denied it a salary? For me, from the School of Labor and Labor Rights, I believe workers have liberties and their disputes can be resolved in between, the employer and employee. As the tripartite structure says, it is government, employer, and employee. Where does the job broker come from? Yesterday, I saw the minister, even when she was sent by cabinet to make inquiries over what is going on, she went to meet the job brokers. Now, you wonder, are the job brokers the complainants? She never bothered. I never saw her coming to our office or even inviting us in a hotel. But very soon we are inviting her to give our opinion. Because we last time saw themselves trying to stage manage a clique of girls to speak on our behalf. But as a voice, we want to advise government that indeed they have got a good business. Recruitment is an international thing, an international business, and the UN regulates it. We wish government goes back to read through the guiding principles of of recruitment, ILO guiding principles of recruitment, and also the ethical recruitment, whatever, of IOM, the ethical recruitment. They can give us at least a platform where we can take these recruiters as some businessmen who are vital to the country but still can be regulated, and also they can know how to give liberties to the people they are taking. Because once you leave them tortured, these recruiters have realized of recent that they have been pushed to the wall to be like a cat which you have denied food and you still want to keep it in your house. You have pushed it to the wall, you don't give it the liberty to have a free range, and you want to say you still own it. These companies, remember, before 2005, most of these people were traffickers. You see, they were traffickers. And why they were traffickers? Because the issue of migration and people wanting to seek employment abroad can never stop until the world ends. It became business when there was an exacerbation of jobs here. The jobs in the country and also the wages were lower. You understand? As everyone knows, it is the order of the day. Low pay and minimum wage is nowhere to be found. These people started gradually to pick interest in exporting these Ugandans, especially in Middle East, in big numbers. When they got deals there, they started, and eventually the government realized that there were some remittances increasing from such unregulated movements. You understand? So this is how some of them picked interest to get organized. So for a thief who was a thief to come to report to you that, now I have stolen enough, I feel like there is something we can do to avoid stealing and also do the right thing. such people do not deserve to be tortured. I mean, I don't speak for recruitment agencies, but I believe if they are not there, then we are headed to more trafficking. And if they are more suspended, and if they are few in numbers, more trafficking is going to take place. But once they are there, these are addresses we can always trace these sheer numbers which are leaving. For as long as there is a trace order, a trace policy, or whatever that can trace these Ugandans, a track system. Yes.
I was coming to that very place.
Yes.
Regulation of recruitment companies. What's your take on that? The policy in regards to companies that are responsible to recruit those members that go to work abroad. What's your take on that policy? Do you think it's really taken serious?
The regulation itself is a flowery kind of arrangement. It has been compromised since the one of 2005, when we came up and shouted and said, no, this is too much. MPC tekuma store ya nyama. You cannot give a fox to be in charge of a meat store. Because the other regulation, it was made when people were sleeping. The traffickers had woken up, and also the business ministers or people who were in this business were also excited about the lucrativeness of this business. So they did know. Even the migrant workers were sleeping because they were the desperates. Little did they know that time will come when the voices like we will come up and say, no, please. Until now, they realized, oh, the guy is awakening us. We have to revise the regulation very fast. And actually, even when they made it, the one of recent of 2021, it has many questions. Yes, it is highly unpopular. I think you've heard even companies themselves objecting it. They were almost suing the ministry for going behind the closed doors to prepare a regulation without consultation. The same thing the minister is doing today. President told her to go and consult from all stakeholders. She goes and calls job brokers, and then she goes back to report to the cabinet with only opinions of job brokers and have few clicks, forgetting the migrant workers. Until the president told her, can you go back? Where are the migrants? I gave you enough time. So the regulation itself, we believe it is compromised because the people in the ministry who are trying to revise and work on this regulation have their own interests. Actually, you've seen even some reports have been cooked. They have been cooked. They put out these nice reports to show that, yeah, work is being done, but in the back doors, something different is being done. Yes, I speak this before the camera. Let the commissioners tell us, do they know even the numbers in Middle East? Or you were speaking a different number, the minister is speaking a different number, different numbers. So they actually know what they're doing, that they are perpetrators of human trafficking. Yes, they do system trafficking. If they were really concerned about, this regulation or whatever, trying to regulate and organize this movement, then they would make it in a way that it is inclusive and it does not exclude the workers themselves. You know, it should be involving everyone. Even before coming out to pass it, this should involve every stakeholder. But these are people who assume that it is only themselves in the ministry and then some few company people. Because when you talk to the company people themselves also, they say they doubt this kind of regulation. Last time I saw, is it the Minister of Justice, in connivance, I'm sorry to say, because we are following them, in connivance with Uwera and some few ministry officials, when we suggested that we need an act, not a regulation. We need an act. You know, they rushed and it took this regulation of 2005, which is sick. 2021, which is sick. And then they want to turn it into an act very quickly, without consultation. I saw that, and we are watching them. We are only warning them that what they are doing is wrong. And it is going to, we are going to expose them. It is going to expose them. What they should do is to look for all stakeholders, try, because business in this country of going abroad, it has become normal. I mean, for everyone, government itself should not distance its face, you know.
On that point, the government not distancing itself. We know that most of actually our neighbors in East African, they have signed the minimum wage bill, because I believe why these people leave, it's because it's then probably in their opinion they feel like Uganda is a failed state. So how best can government make them attracted to seek employment opportunities more deeper in Uganda than the Middle East, where such issues are being raised? Okay, like the murder cases which are there. So what can government do to ensure that they are attracted to work in Uganda? That was a very good point.
Yeah, you know, Uganda being a transit country for migrations for refugees and others, there is also something I suspect that the deliberate delay or refusal to give this kind of arrangement of minimum wage is to frustrate even the migrant workers themselves, home and away. Those who come in as refugees and those who are the other side, to keep there for long. Because what will they be coming back home to do? What is so attracting them to return? And government doesn't know, in so doing that, they promote more negativity. As people go to struggle, get better wages the other side, when they lack where to invest, and even sometimes they don't know where these opportunities. You've heard the speaker talking about the diaspora not being included into the investment, whatever. It is true. We have our colleagues who are there, but they are deliberately not, they are not involved. The systems here, the programs here don't talk about the migrants or the people who are supposed to be also taken responsible or be party to this country. You understand? So now, regarding the question you were asking, why that is it Uganda, is it a failed state? There are some...
Actually, I didn't say it's a failed state.
Yes.
In their opinion. Okay,
I may say, because it's government, they know what they're doing. For us, we tell them what we get on ground. And if we report the truth, then they want us to flower it, and they want to come out and say how they think is the best. It's okay. But still, we are going to tire to tell government about what ought to be done. In our opinion, we believe that if there are good policies about maybe minimum wage, it gives a soft landing for both the locals and the migrants. You know, they get a soft landing. The locals who are educated, the skilled ones, will get to stay home. Unless if there is a deliberate saying that you must be oppressed to leave. But if we want them to stay and be utilized at home, because Ugandans have gotten skilled and educated, and some of us who have been abroad, we have got exposed. For those who are skilled here and educated, when you put us on the same table, for we who are exposed, you may see, something great, if you combine the two. So Uganda has something that it has not yet harvested. Especially, there are many Ugandans overseas who are experts. And once they return home here, they have admired, they have seen good life. They know what is good. They have seen the bad days. They know, actually, they can easily, if put or given a chance to work into government or government programs, even levels of corruption can be reduced, which is not the case today because they have been ignored. Nobody knows even where they are, what they are on. Even when arrangements of safely migrating them come in, they end up just like traffickers. Because if you ask the Minister of Gender today, how many people left last week, I'm sure she doesn't know. She's just there, only waking up, being given busy, put in the media, to talk, to give flowery reports.
On top of that, it's estimated that about 2,000 girls, maids, are taken every week.
An underestimate.
Sure.
Yes.
Give us an approximation.
That is an underestimate. It was an underestimate. Last year, was it 2020? Around 6,000. Okay, leave alone COVID. Okay, COVID came in, blah, 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 blah. It might have reduced. But I'm sure it is not below 4,000. Because in 2020, Uwera was estimating exporting around 6,000 per month. You see? And then leave alone those numbers which are going unregulated, untracked. If you add on, that's around 10,000. If you say it is 2,000 only living today when all borders are open, you mean we have gotten better employment today? Has minimum wage been endorsed? Are you sure girls are not exiting this country and boys? That's a lie. They are just trying to put something to show things are normal. Even those who are crying the other side, they are just shouting for nothing. They are not there. The same thing they have been doing, that whoever complains from Saudi Arabia, and you run to the ministry, they say this one was trafficked. Catch that company. You arrest it. You trafficked this girl. You see, when they touched Nachin to Judith's kidney, they said they arrested these guys in the act of using the act of anti-human trafficking. But Nachin to Judith was cleared by Ministry of Gender. Nachin to Judith went through a licensed company. Before even they delicensed in Nairo Treasure, it had already taken Nachin to Judith. Was Nachin to Judith trafficked? It means the organized traffickers are in the ministry, because they also know, indeed, when they carry people as such, they will expose them onto, things that will look like a trafficked in Dubai.
On a little bit on the contrary, okay, I know we've had all these issues rising up, but still basing on the statistics, Uganda receives about $1 billion of remittances from the people working abroad. All right, and actually it has reduced due to the COVID-19, because a little bit it's not there, but it had an effect because during that time. Okay, right. What do those figures mean to like? Because I believe they are success stories.
$1.5 billion, and then they say now it has reduced to 1. And so then, is that so lucrative?
Could be investment.
Okay, could be investment that they need to protect. Therefore, they have to protect the rights of workers, because this is their business. It's not about talking about how much remittance you are returning home, and you don't care about the products you are selling to get these remittances. People resorted to human beings than coffee. That's why we come up as a voice and say, no, these are human beings. Okay, if you have to do business, hello, please, we need order. And we need respect for those you are taking. Simple. We don't want much. Because you don't even pay us. I'm not on a government salary. And I'm not getting any donation for what I'm doing. So, if we are here to tell you the facts and then you ignore them, you begin, due to our pressure, because nobody told you to talk to talk out of that. Who triggered government? In any case, this minister, if there was no alarm. So we wanted them to know we are watching, we are on ground, and through our network, we are following closely. The minister will come out and lie, as they have been doing. But as migrant workers, there are things we are calling for. 1, we need to have our welfare as migrant workers. We need to have insurance policy. You cannot come up and say, you're going to continue taking us as you want. Because every time we say we are suffering, you want to attach to the companies. We are not telling you the companies in Uganda are the ones raping us. It's a hoodwink. It is my boss. If you have no capacity as government with a jurisdiction in Saudi Arabia to arrest my boss or to initiate an arrest for my boss who touched my kidney, who tortured me in Saudi Arabia, then you come to arrest a company in Uganda. Isn't that foolery? It is diversionary and anger displacement. Government should put arrangements or negotiate better if they must keep doing this business. The business is there. It is lucrative for them, even better than coffee. So why don't they embrace it and balance the boat? Are they taking animals? Because it is animals who don't talk. Are you talking to an animal? When I say I'm a migrant worker, I am talking. Do you hear me drunk? Am I communicating in a sense? Why government is not listening? What's wrong with those ministers if they are not doing any business compromised in?
All right. Maybe if we are to divert a little bit, in your own opinion, according to your experience, when we look at these people that go into those countries, let's look at the success stories vis-a-vis what we can call failures. Listen, okay, we can talk at, we can look at
Andrew, that question of success stories. I'm not here to be the voice of migrant workers to talk about the success stories, because the success stories always tell themselves. It's an automatic switch. Do you need to tell your neighbor how you ate meat yesterday or how you bought a chicken? Isn't it a success story? Is it not your chicken? Whose money? You need to go around tell everyone how I went to Serena, how I went to... It is a success story. They shout for themselves. If they are there, we need to see.
All right, many thanks, Berija Andrew, for that particular one. And we are looking at labor externalization in Uganda, which has actually become a very huge concern in Uganda today, with a number of Ugandans seeking better employment opportunities out of this country. Numbers keep on increasing each day. As others return, they go back and then get more contracts. And that is something that is worrying, because as the government is planning to ban the externalization of labor, our bigger question is, are there available jobs for those people here in the country, or should we just let it be the way it is currently? It has been a wonderful morning with you today. This is Smart Means Business. I'm Joram Paul Sonko. I'll be back tomorrow, same time from 7 a.m. Coming up after is Anthony Sebale with Financial Markets. Stick around.